Good morning, everyone. I am Rabbit, and I am speaking to you from the safety of our new home in Wisconsin. So welcome to all of you. I am so happy that you are joining me for today's set of videos in our 100% item guide and walkthrough for Legend of Legaia. The first thing you probably are noticing is that I am a bit sick. I became ill about a week or more like 5 or 6 days after we arrived here in Wisconsin, and I've just not been able to shake it. So we're going on a little over 2 weeks that I have had this flu thing. So you have to excuse me, you have to pardon me. I will be sipping a lot of tea throughout today's recording session, but I didn't want to put off getting videos up for you guys, so hopefully me being sick isn't going to be too humongous of a distraction for you. I will do my best to not have to cough or sneeze while on camera, so just send all of your hugs and positive vibes to me as I am trying to navigate so much shit right now, which is also probably contributing to why I've been sick for so long. But we are here. Thank you for those of you who have been checking in on me. If you follow me on social media, then you pretty much know the entire ordeal about just the move itself, all of the shit that happened before we even got started with the move, and then everything that has transpired upon our arrival, which has been a clusterfuck all on its own. But we're all good now. You know, it is the 24th of July, so we've been here now for about like 21, 22 days, I should say. So we're well. We're alive. We're healthy for the most part. I can't complain, and you can't ask for more than that. So let's go ahead and dive into an actual recap. In our last episode, just to briefly touch upon some things that went down, we ended up taking out a henchman of the Mist named Zane, who was responsible for all of the earthquakes that Underground Octum was experiencing. He mentioned that he was working under some unknown mysterious entity known as Dahati, so we might want to keep that name in the back of our heads. It might be someone that we run into fairly soon, but we'll have to see. Either way, we took out Zane and we were able to prevent Underground Octum's demise, and after speaking with the mayor, he essentially is sending us on a fetch quest. He wants us to run all the way back to fucking Vidna just to get him some goddamn salts. Like, what was it specifically that he wanted? I think just smelling salts or bath salts, or I don't even fucking know. Some kind of salt. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get this douchebag his bullshit. Let's load our game. Bada bing, bada boom. And I don't recall if I mentioned this at the very end of our last episode, but there's an easy way for us to go ahead and get out. I think the mayor himself brought it up, but you can go ahead and, why am I running up this way? You can go ahead and take an elevator. And maybe I did show this to you guys, so I apologize if I'm like, guys, there's a fast, easy way you can get up there. And you're like, Rabbit girl, we know you showed us. But either way, run up here. This guy says, the mayor has given you, the ones wearing Rosaru, special permission to use the elevator. So you don't have to run all the way back through all of the bullshit in the cave that led down here. I'll never forget you. Thank you so much. The mayor has instructed me to let you heroes of the Rosaru use the elevator. Please go ahead. Okay, Vaughn. Let's just enter the elevator. And if you guys do recall, when we first met Kara, the elevator was locked, and I think it was Gala, or maybe it was Kara herself, who mentioned that it was something tied to the people who had used it to escape. I think Kara's actually the one who said something about that. So anyway, we'll quickly run out of here. And I won't honestly make you guys watch me make the full trek over to Vidna. Once we get onto the world map, I'll finish up that trip on my own, and I'll just bring you back right outside of the city itself. But you guys know the drill. Let's go ahead and have a full round of spiriting. And oh my gosh, when I say that it has sucked being sick, you guys don't even know the half of it. And it's interesting because when I first was starting to become ill, I was just chalking it up to, oh, well, I haven't really been sleeping, and I'm a little bit tired, and I was kind of stressed. But no, of course, optimism was not able to save me here. I get the fucking flu. Story of my life. Fuck you, B. There was no way you were going to escape, no matter how much you dodge. Man, we're just powerhouses now, so running through here should be easy peasy. But we'll always take the extra gold. So I guess, honestly, I could keep you guys along for the run, but meh. I figure the more fights we cut out, the better. And that allows us to have more actual plot in the episode, right? So that should be the only fight we really have to deal with. Can we make it? Haha, we can. All right, my loves, you know the drill. I'm going to pause, and I will meet you outside of Vidna in just a moment. Welcome back, guys. So I know this is somewhat of a strange place to bring you back. I am actually in front of Vidna, but I realized while I was making the trek that I hadn't yet shown you Freed. So let's go ahead and just cast it here and let you see the animation for this new Saru that we had picked up in our previous episode. It's another one of those animations that I'm particularly fond of. I think it looks really just sleek and it's pretty. Although Freed's little roar is somewhat intimidating, but the spell itself is fantastic. And it does attack all enemies. I don't know if I showed you the description for it, but we can check it out before we run into the town. And I also should have pointed out to you guys that you could use, what is it called, the Door of Wind to teleport here if you didn't feel like running. I'll just go ahead and show you that first before we even fuck with Freed. So if you come down here to where you have your Door of Winds, if you do recall that they do teleport you to a city that you've already visited. So yeah, we could go to Rim Elm if we wanted to, or Drake Castle, you know, wherever the fuck you want to go. It's available to you as long as you have visited the city at some point. So Vidna is here if you don't like making the actual walks where you need to go. But for me, I enjoy getting the extra money, and even though it might be inconsequential, you know, we're way above getting only like 200 XP or 200 gold, I still think it adds up over time, so I like to go ahead and just walk, and it doesn't make that big of a difference to me. But if you're on a time crunch, that is available to you. Now, last thing is to actually look at Freed. So he does Freezing Point, which you just saw the animation for, and it attacks all enemies, which I already described to you. So the MP to summon it is not that crazy, so, you know, go nuts, have fun with Freed. I like the animation. It's fine, it does what it needs to do, but uh-oh, what do we have here? It looked like the fans weren't working. Oh, goodness. Vaughn! The mist! Vidna is covered in mist. What's going on? If you guys do recall, after Zane ended up turning all the lava to ice, we were sort of wondering what impact this was going to have. Is it possible that the heat was used to generate whatever energy was needed to have the fans run? I don't know. Let's let our characters continue to talk. Both of you, look. The windmills that were protecting Vidna from the mist, they've stopped. You don't suppose it's because the magma cooled? I was just wondering that, Gala. I see we're on the same wavelength here. The effects could have spread this far. What irony. Don't expect the best voice acting from me, by the way, you guys. Like, you get one voice when I can't breathe out of both nostrils. Vaughn, let's see if anyone's still alive. Leave it to Gala. He's a man of practicality. Alright, now we should run straight over here. And hopefully... Oh, I don't think this one is... Oh, it is this one. Haha. My memory, you guys. I'm such a goddamn baller. And so humble, too, right? Vaughn and the others press the elevator button. There's silence. Who is it? Are you human? Yes, you fool. Oh, thank goodness. So there are still other humans not possessed by Saru. Go ahead, get in. I'll start the elevator. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Hey, so remember, everyone was talking shit about the dude who was building this, if you guys do recall. So let's see what all the townsfolk have to say. What's going on here? The hot spring water suddenly turned cold. The windmills are stopped. There is nothing to keep the mist out. Some rascal must be fooling around with the magma underground. It looks like we're all thinking that's what it's tied to. I'm just an old hag who was bad-mouthing Danpas. Now I've learned my lesson. Danpas had great foresight. Don't you just love that, by the way? When you call shit and everyone acts like an asshole and calls you paranoid or doesn't believe you or wants to talk shit just because you think something differently than them, and then it turns out you're right. Oh, it's so wonderful. I would have left her out in the mist. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, Danpas' wife says, this shelter saved a lot of people in Vidna from the mist. My husband, Danpas, he built the shelter, but later on, he went outside to look for people who didn't make it and never came back. It's just not fair. Oh, your husband was a little too loyal. I would have been like, nope, bitch, it's you and me and all the people who believed in me. Have you been to Ratayu? Actually, no, we have not. Really? Ratayu was also known for its hot springs, but who knows what has happened to them now. Interesting. First the windmills stopped all of a sudden, right? Then the mist came, and then those Seru. Wow, did you really bring your little slot machine with you? If you want to play a game, go to the machine and drop the coin in. We will mess with the machines later. I addressed this when we first came to Vidna and we're looking at the area where it was. I believe it's in the building where you can access the hot spring. And yeah, we'll fuck with it later. Don't worry. I'm not forgetting about it. So, you're looking for someone or something? I mean, we're not really looking. I guess, okay, technically we're here for those fucking bath salts, but we'll just go down the list. I'm looking for Danpas. Danpas, huh? Unfortunately, I have no idea where Danpas is. Are you looking for anything else? Let's say for treasure. What? You're after treasure at a time like this? It doesn't make much sense. But it's not for me to say, eh? Alright, I'll tell ya. Go to the machine room. There's some treasure there, like the magical spring salts. The water's cooled down, so you should be able to walk around inside. Are you looking for anything else? No, we're not. Alrighty then. Take care, youngster. So we need to get to the machine room. Okay. What a catastrophe. But who would think everyone would be saved by Danpas, the one we all made fun of? I know, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? And oh shit, we talked to you already. And I think we talked to the old guy. Yes, we'll just say yes. Long ago, I heard a rumor that their lord Saryu, I like Saryu, had gone mad. Okay, I guess we'll be fucking with that later. With all that's going on, this ain't the time for sightseeing. But anyway, if you want to rest, I'll lend you my bed. How about it? Okay, whatever. Alright, that'll be 250. Fuck you. Hey, you don't get to sleep for free, you know. That's my rule. Lending out beds is my job. Letting people sleep here for free goes against my professional ethics. Even though someone saved your ass for free, okay. So Sasha is alive. Yay. I somehow managed to survive. That's good. But Mr. Danpas... Okay, let's say where's the mist generator? I don't know, but I do know that the mist blows from the northwest. That means you may find the mist generator if you go past Ratayu. So those are some pro tips for where we need to technically go next, but first order of business is to get those fucking salts for the mayor. Hey, and it's Pepe. Fawn, I'm so glad you're safe. And 2 kiddos made it. Did you guys come from the outside? What's it like on the outside? There is thick mist, monsters everywhere. We'll just tell them the truth. Oh my goodness, maybe that was too much for them. I'm scared. Please, make the mist go away. Make the mist go away now, please. I wonder what it would say if we just say it's impossible to describe. Oh, then they say nothing. Mommy and Daddy aren't here anymore. They're in the mist. Oh, well, that sucks to be you. And you can save if you want to. I'm not going to really worry too much about it. Now, we have to get over to that goddamn machine room, which I think was locked when we tried it before. Or maybe we never tried it. I don't remember. I think we did. But anyway, we do see level 2 Swordy and level 2 Orb. So if you didn't catch them, now is your chance to. But you guys should already have most of these Seru, especially if you've been following along with me. Unless you don't give a shit about the offensive ones. Although Orb you should definitely have. But I can see why some people might be like, fuck it, I'm not going to stress about capturing Swordy or Freed or any of the other ones. Because you don't really need to use the offensive Seru. Honestly, the healing ones are where it's at. But thinking about it, if you really wanted to, now's a good time to do some grinding. Especially since you can stay in the bed, albeit for 250 gold. But you can kind of run around here to your heart's content, level up Seru, do whatever the fuck you need to do. Get him, Gala. What? You guys let the orb survive? This is unheard of. But we'll see what haul we get from this. Alright, Vaughn. Great work. Alright, so that's not bad for XP and gold. So I stand by that. If you feel like doing some grinding just because, you know, you want to get an extra level or just some more gold in your pockets, here's a decent place to do it. I'm not going to. I feel okay with where we're at. But I am going to go ahead and heal up my team. Whatever, we'll just start with Vaughn's Orb. It doesn't really matter. And we will call this an episode. So when we come back together very shortly, we will head over to the machine room. We're going to see if we can find these fucking bath salts for the mayor of Octum. And then I think within one episode, we should easily be able to make it back over there, hand him the shit, and see what reward he gives us in exchange for this random ass treasure that I don't even know how is he going to use them. They're in an underground like cavern. They don't even have bubble baths there, and there's no lava to even heat water, so I don't know. That mayor's a bit kooky. He's probably going to be using the salts for some questionable purposes, but that's okay. We're not here to judge. We're just here to do whatever the fuck he wants. So thank you very much for watching. As always, I am your host, Rabbit. This is my 100% item guide for Legend of Legaia, and I will see you in our next episode, my friends.